Okay, men, we're taking a look here in Romans chapter 8, verse 29, probably right after a very famous verse in verse 28, that God causes all things to work together for good to those who love God and are the called according to his purpose. But verse 29 says this, "For whom he foreknew, he also predestinated to be conformed to the image of his Son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren." Now we're going to look at some things, and really we're going to look at Jesus in terms of his manhood, his humanity, because Jesus was all God. Now, we don't debate that, but he was also all man. And so he functioned on this earth as a man, and as a man, he was the example of manhood, what manhood should look like. And I believe that we as men need to be conformed to his image. Now, I don't believe the pictures that we see, that a lot of these pictures you see of Jesus with the, almost looking effeminate with lambs or sheep underneath his arm and kind of thing. I don't believe that was the picture of Jesus. Jesus was a man among men. If Jesus walked into the room, every man would somewhat recognize him, recognize his authority. He had presence when he walked into the room because he was a man among men. I mean, he was a leader, and he had grace, he had authority, he had anointing, but there was something about the way he carried himself because he was all man. And you see, when a man walks into a room, I believe a real man that has developed his manhood, that has developed his character, people can recognize it. He has a thing called presence, and Jesus had this thing called presence. So we're going to look at, and we've looked at before, we're just going to look at some of the characteristics of Jesus' manhood and how he acted and functioned as a man, and those things that we can get into our lives so that we can be conformed to the image of Jesus' manhood. So stick around this week. We're going to have some fun looking at Jesus as a man.